Prince family powerful. So it's only a few people that's gonna be willing to go against them. So I can't, it's hard for me to just go get any lawyer. Because as soon as I tell them who I'm with, and as soon as I tell them who I'm dealing with, you gotta understand, Jay Prince, the old man, he been in the game 25, 30 years. So he got a whole lot of resources. So 9 times out of 10, anybody that I go to, they gonna know him, or somebody that know him. And who's to say that they ain't gonna put me in the crossfire? Who's to say they ain't gonna do their job the right way? So now, let me out the contract, bro. What we gotta do? What I gotta do? Where I gotta meet you? The whole world hear me asking you, bro. What we gotta do? I just talked to Baby J. I still ain't talked to you. I did business with you. I ain't do business with Baby J. I did business with you. And you tell him I ain't trying to pull up. Who? Who ain't trying to pull up? Trump alone.
In the music industry, landing a record deal is often celebrated as a breakthrough moment. But what happens when an artist wants out? Once contracts are signed and serious money is on the table, walking away can become one of the most difficult things an artist ever attempts. And based on recent public statements from Finesse2X, that appears to be exactly the kind of struggle he's currently facing.
Rapper behind this meme put his contract that his label offered him into ChatGPT, and bro, this is what ChatGPT said. Label owns everything, masters forever. Long-term lock with automatic extension. Gang. 360 deal, they touch all income. Do you know how bad it is that ChatGPT is telling you shouldn't sign a contract? Expenses come out before artist gets paid. Label has final say on almost everything. Hard to exit once distribution happens. I'm not gonna lie, Finesse2Tymes, you got finessed by your record label. Like, there's no other way around it, gang. They got you on a 360 deal of hell.
Rather than keeping things quiet and working through private channels, Finesse2X chose to bring his frustrations directly to the public. He made it clear he was actively searching for an exit from his current deal. The conversation spread quickly across social media after the rapper openly spoke about wanting to separate himself from his existing agreement involving Jay Prince Jr. and MobTies.
That this contract would basically fail you whether you was cold or hot. I said, what the fuck? Like, basically, even if I was hot, it would fail me. The contract was never in my favor.
Damn.
The contract was never fit to help me, period. In damn near every other section of ChatGPT, it will always come back. This means this is in the label's favor. In damn near every 3-4 section, this is in the label's favor. This is in the label. And every other section, it also said, by this contract being so much in the label's favor, you may be able to get out of it because of that. It's so much, and they winning so, it's the simple fact that they winning in so many areas that ChatGPT, like, what the fuck? Like,
while the specific terms of that arrangement have never been publicly confirmed, Finesse made it sound like buying his way out would require a substantial sum of money. That's where the story took a genuinely unexpected turn. Rather than limiting his appeal to lawyers, managers, or industry insiders, Finesse cast an unusually wide net. He publicly reached out to a wide range of well-known celebrities, athletes, and entertainment figures, seemingly hoping that someone with the financial resources and influence might be willing to help him find a way forward. The names he dropped immediately sparked conversation. Finesse called out major figures spanning multiple industries, including Rick Ross, 50 Cent, Eminem, Jay-Z, Magic Johnson, Spike Lee, Brock Lesnar, Pau Gasol, and several others. The appeal felt less like a formal industry statement and more like someone throwing a desperate last-second pass and praying someone would catch it. As the post circulated online, many observers questioned whether any of those mentioned would actually acknowledge it. It's not a common occurrence for an artist to publicly reach out to a collection of high-profile names and openly ask for help navigating a complex business dispute.
Try to get somebody that's known, shit, Elon Musk, I don't give a fuck who it is. The motherfuckers who started the Bob Simpson show. I don't give a fuck if it was the motherfucker who opened up the first Miss Wonders. I don't give a fuck if it was the motherfucking KFC manager, the owner of that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if it was the motherfucker who created Walmart. I don't give a fuck if it's the motherfucker who created ground beef. I don't give a fuck who it is. I just want somebody to, it ain't gotta be Jay-Z. He could be just JM, JS. I don't give a fuck. Just help me get out of this motherfucking country and my shit might pay that nigga, get that nigga some money or however you need to go. Cause right now Atlantic is down there. Atlantic might drop Junior ass. You gotta think about it. Who the MobTies got? They ain't got me. They might have me on paperwork, but I ain't doing nothing they tell me to do. No. Who? Who I want to perform for who? Boy, you better send brazy, boy. No, boy. Give me 150,000. But I'll sell out of court right now for 75.
Most people assumed the post would generate a brief wave of headlines before fading away. But then something nobody quite expected happened. Out of every name on that list, 50 Cent was the one who decided to respond. And staying true to his reputation, he didn't offer a formal statement or a carefully worded explanation. Instead, he put forward an idea that immediately got people talking. According to 50 Cent, he believed he might have a way to help Finesse2X generate enough money to potentially handle the situation on his own terms. Rather than discussing direct financial support, loans, or investments, 50 proposed bringing Finesse into one of his upcoming television projects. The concept was straightforward: create a real working opportunity, help him earn a meaningful paycheck, and give him a path to resolving the issue through his own effort. Whether that plan actually moves forward remains to be seen, but what started as a public cry for help had quickly evolved into one of the most talked about stories in hip-hop, with fans closely watching to see what would happen next.
When you sign to a record label, you're supposed to have your own lawyer. I didn't know that. So when it was time for me to sign my official MobTies paperwork, not on the jet, not that y'all seen he signed, when it was time to really sign the official MobTies paperwork, they told me not to get a lawyer to look over. That I need a lawyer to look over. I'm like, yeah, of course I need a lawyer to look over. Ooh. Hey, like, yeah, what? Don't go get no lawyer. Don't go get no lawyer. Just get a lawyer to read over the contract and make sure it's the conditions that you want. I didn't understand that. I thought that this was just something I was supposed to do. I didn't know how to find a lawyer. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I didn't know. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know. I'm a month out of doing a 5-year deal. First, I don't know nothing about it at all.
What made the situation even more compelling wasn't just 50 Cent's response, it was how quickly Finesse reacted to it. The exchange grabbed widespread attention because, for the first time, it appeared there might actually be a concrete path forward rather than just another unresolved public grievance over a business dispute. It didn't take long for Finesse to signal that he was genuinely interested in exploring whatever opportunity 50 was putting on the table. Rather than prolonging the back and forth online, he appeared eager to move the conversation behind closed doors and start discussing real possibilities. His response made it clear he wasn't looking for more social media debate, he wanted results. The exchange also gave many observers a stronger sense of just how frustrated Finesse has become with his current situation. While the specific details behind his concerns remain largely private, his public comments left very little room for interpretation. He is focused on one goal above everything else: finding a way to move forward and take back control of his own career.
He's a good lawyer. His name is Balaji. He the plural manager now. Or lawyer. You say, and man, I don't know. Look, the lawyer the labor don't supposed to get me a lawyer. How can the lawyer fight for me if y'all paying on him? How can the manager fight for me if the manager is your dad? I signed a management contract with Jay Prince. I didn't know that your manager and the label don't supposed to be a part of each other. It's like a conflict of interest. I didn't know that. But y'all did. And y'all didn't tell me. Y'all let me do it. All that is neither here nor there, though.
From an outside perspective, that might be the most significant takeaway from this entire situation. This doesn't come across as someone casually venting online for attention or clout. It reads more like an artist who has reached a genuine breaking point and is openly expressing that he feels held back by circumstances he no longer wants to accept. Regardless of where people stand on the matter, the level of frustration in his public statements has become increasingly difficult to dismiss. Another detail that drew considerable attention was the silence from nearly everyone else Finesse had originally named. Despite calling out multiple high-profile figures from music, sports, and entertainment, 50 Cent was the only one who publicly entered the conversation. That silence alone fueled a significant amount of speculation online. Some observers began asking whether 50 saw something in Finesse that extended beyond his music career. Others pointed out that 50 has spent years building a reputation for identifying opportunities that others tend to overlook. His transition from rap into a highly successful career in television and film is well documented, so the idea of him approaching this situation creatively rather than financially didn't surprise many people. What also stood out was the nature of his suggestion. Rather than offering a check or intervening directly, 50 appeared to propose something entirely different, a legitimate opportunity for Finesse to earn his way forward through exposure and work in a television project. That's a large part of why this conversation has generated so much ongoing interest. If something like this actually comes together, it wouldn't simply be about resolving a contract dispute. It could potentially open an entirely new chapter for Finesse2X and introduce him to audiences he's never reached before.
I just want out the junk. I ain't trying to, I don't think I got no case. I don't feel like I can go at y'all and win no money. I ain't trying to be tough and bully or extort nobody. I just ain't going. I just ain't going, that's all. I just ain't going. You know that though. Everybody else is this, but you know I ain't going. So, now let's get to the meat and potatoes. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Let's just get to the meat and potatoes. I'm past the sides. Trying to talk to him, trying to handle my business. You know what I'm saying? Come on, let's just do away with this MobTies thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
For now, nothing has been officially confirmed, and many of the key details remain unknown. But one thing is undeniable. Out of every name Finesse2X included in his public appeal, 50 Cent was the only one who stepped forward. And because of that, a lot of eyes are now watching to see whether this unexpected connection develops into something much larger. The biggest question at this stage is simple. What happens next? While the public conversation between Finesse2X and 50 Cent has generated significant attention, there has been no official response from J. Prince Jr. or MobTies regarding how they view the situation. And that absence of clarity is precisely what keeps this story interesting. From the outside, there are still a lot of unanswered questions. Is this a temporary disagreement that gets quietly resolved behind closed doors? Or is this the beginning of a much more significant split? Right now, no one can say for certain. Most of what's being discussed is driven by public posts, fan reactions, and speculation from people trying to piece together an incomplete picture. What is clear is that Finesse has made his position known. His recent comments have left little doubt about his frustration, and many people believe he is actively working to find a way toward greater independence in his career, whether that comes through a television opportunity, a private business arrangement, or something else entirely.
Music, y'all, but if I want to drop it the way y'all want me to drop it, like on DSPs and Apple and all, that's the label fault, y'all. I can't do nothing about that. I can put something on YouTube for y'all. I might drop a mixtape or something on YouTube for y'all, but I can't put nothing on DSPs, y'all. Y'all holler at Atlantic Records and holler at Junior about that. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to certain clearances, sometimes it don't get cleared, sometimes it ain't gonna get cleared. And they just did on it. It ain't gonna get cleared. We'll put it on YouTube and we just gonna keep on trucking, y'all. But the next label I signed to is gonna be a real partnership deal. A real See, Junior manipulated me into believing that we was doing a partnership deal. The contract says that it's a partnership deal. But then the body of the contract, I'm basically an artist. So you dressed it up to where I can see it as a partnership, like you my man, you my partner, you my guy. Just like when I found out.
At the same time, it's worth remembering that in business, most disputes ultimately come down to numbers. If all parties can find common ground and reach a financial agreement that works for everyone involved, situations like this can sometimes be resolved much faster than the public anticipates. The music industry has a long history of high-profile contract disputes that eventually ended at the negotiating table rather than through public battles. That's a big part of why so many people are keeping a close eye on this story. You have an artist publicly expressing deep frustration, one of the most recognizable figures in entertainment stepping into the conversation with a creative proposal, and fans constantly trying to anticipate the next development. It's exactly the kind of situation that can shift direction overnight. As more reactions, clips, and discussions continue spreading online, the conversation doesn't appear to be losing momentum anytime soon. Some believe a resolution could be closer than expected, while others think there's still a long and complicated road ahead before anything gets fully sorted out. Either way, this is a story worth staying on top of. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about all of this? Do you believe 50 Cent's idea could genuinely help Finesse2X build a new opportunity for himself? Or do you think the contract situation runs deeper than what's visible on the surface? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and before you go, check out the next video on your screen right now for more entertainment news, industry stories, and trending topics. Click it and keep watching.
Finesse2Tymes may have been the biggest victim of J Prince's bad business moves. Now, he signed to the MobTies label in 2022, and I'm pretty sure he's fresh out of jail and desperate, like a lot of young rappers though, and he signed his life away to MobTies to where he pretty much was double dipping. Now, Finesse2Tymes get 35% of the earnings, and then 35% will go to MobTies LLC, and then another 30% will go to J Prince Entertainment or Enterprise.
Now, when you look at the full picture, Finesse2X may be one of the clearest examples of what can go wrong when a young artist signs a deal under difficult circumstances. He signed with MobTies back in 2022, reportedly shortly after his release from prison, a position that left him with limited leverage and few options, a situation that has affected many artists in similar positions throughout the history of the music business. The deal he signed has since raised serious eyebrows. Under the reported structure, Finesse retains 35% of his earnings, while another 35% goes to MobTies LLC, and the remaining 30% is directed to J Prince Entertainment. What makes this arrangement particularly notable is that J Prince Jr. owns the record label Finesse is signed to, while J Prince Sr., his father, and one of Houston's most well-known figures in the music industry, serves as the manager. In effect, both father and son are financially benefiting from the same artist through two separate entities. When you lay it out like that, it's easy to understand why Finesse feels the weight of his situation. He's reportedly walking away with just over a third of what he earns, while the remaining portion is split between two connected parties under the same family umbrella. That's the kind of deal structure that can make it extremely difficult for an artist to build financial independence, no matter how much momentum his career generates. It's a complicated situation, and for Finesse2X, finding a way out of it clearly isn't simple.